Hello, welcome students for Vijetha IAS Academy Ethics classes. We are dealing with case studies. In this session, we are going to deal with case study number 11. This case study is related to domestic violence, and various cases will emerge out of this domestic violence. Here we are dealing with a scenario where you are a civil servant and you are going to solve a social issue, and what kind of strategies you will use and what kind of challenges you will face, and despite these challenges is there any possibility for you to bring some social change. In this manner you are going to understand and analyze this issue. Generally, when it comes to domestic violence, what are the various issues? When it comes to domestic violence, various issues are involved. Rights, women rights are involved. It's a crime against society. And when it comes to women empowerment, if country wants to develop, with 50% of the population, India cannot develop. Only when women also contribute for the development of the country, then only country as a whole will develop. That's why male 50% and female workforce 50%. If domestic violence takes place, the full potential of women will not come out, and the economic angle is also involved. Empowerment angle is also involved. Rights of women also involved. And the person who is committing domestic violence is committing a crime as well. And there are even laws also legally which are protecting the rights of women, and also the people who are committing this violence, punishment for them as well. This is related to women empowerment and domestic violence. And other issues like patriarchal mindset. Male member used to feel that they are superior in comparison with females. That's why domestic violence is often a resultant of this kind of patriarchal mindset. Male domination in the society, and historical belief that women were always seen as in lower position, so in weak position. So considering women as weak and also dependent on male members of the society. And the moment it happens, then it will create multiple challenges. At home, domestic violence, and they cannot contribute for the society also, and it will create violence on them. And sometimes this violence is sometimes leading to even suicides as well. Suicides are committed by women, and sometimes if these criminals and even crime or murders used to take place. Murders. You can see so many issues are there. Now, if you are a civil servant, whatever may be the scenario, you have to keep in mind whenever domestic violence happens, these are the various issues that are going to come. Now, you will be positioned, you are as a civil servant, you are supposed to do your duty, but you are going to come across this kind of issue. Whenever such domestic violence issue comes, you have to analyze in various dimensions. Let us see, with this understanding, what is the case that is given here. You are a young, aspiring and sincere employee in a government office working as an assistant to the director of your department. Since you have joined recently, you need to learn and progress. Luckily, your superior is very kind and ready to train. You are working as an assistant to the director. He is very intelligent, well-informed person, having knowledge of various departments. In short, you respect your boss and are looking forward to learn a lot from him. you are very young aspiring employee, you want to learn more, your senior also, whoever you are working under, he is very intelligent, he is very well informed, and he is understanding all the scenarios of the government departments. He have good connections also with various departments. Since you have good tuning with the boss, he started depending on you. You also started learning under him, and he also tuned to you. Both were having good relationship, and good progress is being made in the personal relationship between you and your boss. One day, due to ill health, he invited you at his place for finishing some urgent work. He invited to you home, and you went to meet him. You reached his house, and before you could ring the bell, you heard shouting noises. You waited for a while. After entering the house, the boss greeted you and explained the work. But you were constantly disturbed by the crying of a woman. At last you inquired with the boss, but his answer did not satisfy you. When you entered, you heard some shoutings, crying of a woman also, and you inquired boss. Whatever boss answered, it did not satisfy you. Next day, you were compelled to inquire further in the office and found out that his behavior is very bad at home with his wife. He also beats up his wife. His wife is not well educated and is a simple woman in comparison to her husband. You see that though your boss is a nice person in the office, he is engaged in domestic violence at home. So here relationship is, you are there, your senior is committing domestic violence. Now, whenever that domestic violence comes, you have to understand your boss is committing all these issues. He is violating all these issues. Now, it will give you some kind of idea that how severe that particular issue is. Showing patriarchal attitude, considering women weak, committing violence, and it may lead to this. This is the extreme. Now you are coming to know at this stage, instead of going to this extent, now you have the opportunity to stop this. And you have the opportunity to bring some kind of change in this patriarchal mindset also. And you are also have the opportunity to bring awareness about the rights of women. And crime should not take place, because this is a crime, and even it may go to the even extreme also in near future. And other issues like women empowerment issue, economic issue, legal issues, legal rights of women, and legal punishments for your boss, and many things are there. If your boss is not stopping this, and one day he may face either he may be implicated for domestic violence crime, he may be imprisoned also, punishment will be given. On the other hand, his wife also is in the victim position. Now you got the opportunity, you come to know that your boss or superior is doing or committing domestic violence. Now you need to understand what you will do. But in the personal, in the office, he was very good to you. He was well informed person. And when it comes to office duties, he is very good. Very efficiently he is able to do, and he is also helping you. But it is his personal life. What will you do? The next day you were there, and now you inquired about this. In such a situation, you are left with the following options. Analyze each option with its consequences. Just ignore thinking about it, because it is their personal matter. One option. So these are the various options UPSC has here. Say like just ignore thinking about it because it is their personal matter. What you will do? Report the case to the appropriate authority. Your own innovative approach towards the situation. So 3 scenarios are given in the case study. What you will do? You are left with the following option. Analyze each option with its consequences. If you choose this option, what is the consequence? If you choose this option, what is the consequence? And if you do this one, and what is your analysis? So first aspect is domestic violence. Whenever domestic violence issue come, whether you may be committing domestic violence, or your senior is committing violence, or any other person is committing violence, But these are the various issues we need to understand. Wherever domestic violence is involved, these are the various issues that are to be addressed. And while addressing these issues, the steps may be different, the procedure may be different, the steps may be different, circumstances may be different, but these are the issues that are to be addressed finally. Now, what is the first option? In the first option, ignoring the issue. Just ignore thinking that it is his private affair. First, let us see who are the stakeholders involved here. First one. Stakeholders involved. First, you are there. You are a young person, you are aspiring to become successful. Next, your senior or boss, and what is his designation? His designation is, he is a director, working as assistant to the director of your department. So, your boss is director and you are assistant. You are assistant to your senior, he is a director. And stakeholders, now he is very good in having knowledge about this employment. He has very good command over the work also. He can help you a lot to your personal growth as well. Other departments. He is well connected with other departments also. Whenever work needs to be done means he can do it very efficiently. And he was well informed also. If you write this well informed person, he is well informed also. And if you see, your superior is very kind. Let us write his characteristics. His behavior in the office and his behavior at home is completely different. He is very kind, ready to train you. That means he is ready to help you. And he is very intelligent and well informed. He is very intelligent, well informed also. Already we have written this. Having knowledge of various departments also. Having knowledge of various departments. He is intelligent person, he is well informed person, kind person, and he can ready to help you. That means he has good qualities. So that we can understand he has good qualities to help others. But with respect to his wife, there is an issue, that's why domestic violence is going on. Now here these qualities will help you to analyze. He has some good qualities. Maybe in that particular instance, in domestic violence case, his behavior is not good, but there is a chance that for the reformation of your boss. So this is where you need to understand this. When a person is not cruel everywhere, there is a chance for the reformation. Chance for reformation. And other stakeholders, his wife. And when it comes to his wife rights are involved here. Crime against her, violence, and she is a victim also. For the victims, for the vulnerable person, so she is vulnerable and she is not well educated. That means she does not know her rights and her legal rights and legal protection. She is having some legal protection also as an individual citizen. Every individual have certain rights and certain protections. So if we see, you reached the house. After entering house, boss greeted and woman. You inquired that she is not well educated. She is not well educated. She is simple in comparison to her husband. And boss is nice person in the office. He is engaged in domestic violence in home. So when it comes to office, he is nice. But when it comes to home, these are the various issues. So this is how, if you ignore. Now what is the first case? When it comes to first case, it is asking what you will do. You will ignore. The first option given by this question is just ignore thinking about it because it is their personal matter. It is their personal matter, you just ignore it. And the moment you ignore it, just you need to analyze what is the question. The first option is just ignore because it is their personal matter. Question is asking like analyze what are the various issues involved in this option. So in this option, if you go by this, analyze each option with its consequence. If you analyze, if you simply ignore this fact, what are the consequences? Consequences it is a workplace, you are there, consequence on you, consequence on your workplace, consequences on director, and consequences on wife, and consequences on work ethics, work environment, rights, duties, and your conscience. Despite knowing that something is wrong is happening, some immoral activity, some illegal activity is going on, that means despite knowing that there is a victim, there is a vulnerable person, despite you have some kind of influence to change this, to bring this change, social issue, if you do not do this, that means your conscience will question you. As per con, if you commit some crime, that means you are committing crime. If you act on in this world, you are committing crime. But with respect to conscience, the moment you think something immoral, that means you are committing crime. Your conscience will keep questioning you, and you are guilt in front of your conscience. But from the legal point of view, you are not doing anything, you are simply ignoring, and you are not committing any crime from the legal point of view. But from the conscience point of view, you are guilty in front of your conscience. You know this fact, you know that there is a victim, you know that there is a perpetrator, and you know that you can do something, but despite that still you are choosing to ignore. That means you are guilt in your conscience. That is the consequence. And when it comes to workplace and work ethics and work environment, impact or the consequence in this area, what kind of consequence will be there? Suppose if it is ignored, tomorrow he may commit even bigger crime, and she may become victim. Either she may commit violence or she may commit suicide also, he may commit crime also by killing her. If that is not stopped in the beginning stage, it will go to that extent as well. Now it will affect gradually, if the crisis becoming gradually increasing day after day, his abilities in the workplace also will change. He cannot concentrate on the duty. It may be nice at this point of time, but as the job nature will increase, as the pressure in job increases, the pressure at home also will kill his efficiency. His abilities will reduce. His efficiency will come down. And in the end, your director may not help you also. Your learning abilities also will go down. And your entire working environment will not be harmonious. So work environment get corrupted because people know about the behavior of director at home also, now automatically it will create a not conducive atmosphere at the workplace also, and work ethics and workplace environment also will get disturbed in the long run. This is the consequence. And in the consequence, director, if he commits a continuously domestic violence, one day he will be implicated legally, even for the bigger crime. And when it comes to wife, consequence on wife, she will become the victim and she will become a victim of this domestic violence. And you can include all the issues. Her rights are violated. Her rights are violated, and she has the capability to potentially to empower, and that is violated. Legal protection is also not there. And as a society, despite you know that their rights, and you are not able to help her, and her rights violated. And in the long run, this patriarchal mindset will not create conducive environment for her growth potential. Her growth is killed, her rights are violated, and her legal protection is violated, and at the extreme level, do not even know what will happen to her future. Those are the consequences. And in the workplace also it will affect, in the personal life also it will affect, and for you also it will affect. As of now, you and your director have good relation, despite knowing that you can influence somehow to change his attitude, still you will not be able to do. In the long run, it will affect your relationship as well. So that's why your boss is nice to you, you want to help him. If you want to help, if you ignore it, and you will not get the chance to help your director. That is one. And what is the second option? Report the case to the appropriate authority. Reporting case to the appropriate authority. Second one, report case to appropriate authority. Consequences, again, same on you. Your work environment, on director, on his wife, and as a society also, as a workplace also. When it comes to appropriate authority, you are not guilt in front of the conscience, and you will get satisfaction that you are helping a victim, and you are also giving a chance that you may be thinking that it may go against director, but in the long run it may help director also, and he may change his attitude. So he may change attitude, and with respect to wife, she is saved, her rights are protected, and you can write all these issues. Rights are protected, legally protection is given to her, and you are helping her from getting continuously exploited by your director. And from the director point of view, it may change the attitude of the person if he takes positively, but if he change negatively, then it will disturb even further. It will disturb even further, and even he may create even more trouble for her. And if he change, good environment may come in the workplace also. But if he change negatively, then he may take grudge on you. He may not help in the training process. He may not help you in getting developed, or he may not help you in training you. He may not give you all the solutions which are required to solve various issues within the office also. In office, the relationship between you and your director may not be harmonious. It disturbs harmonious relationship. As of now, you and your director have good harmonious relationship, and the work is also going smoothly. And as a duty, you have to do your duty efficiently. As a civil servant, you have to do your duty efficiently. Only when teamwork in harmonious manner, then only outcome will come. Otherwise, the outcome of the official duties will get affected. Outcome of the office duties will get affected, and you will not be able to perform your duties, because always it will create friction in the relationship between you and your director. Now, when it comes to you, in terms of conscience, you are not guilty, you are free from this guilt. But when it comes to everyday, day to day, if your director takes negatively, then it will affect you and your relationship with your director. It will create friction, and he may want to take personal revenge also, and it will not affect your progress, and your training process will not go underway properly. He will not help you. As a result, the working environment within your office, and you cannot develop fully. But you are aspiring to become successful, and in that your success will be hindered by this one. Reporting case, appropriate authority. And what is the outcome? Outcome here is, if it is successful, then it will affect everybody in a positive way. If it is not successful, it will hinder everyone, and everyone will get affected too in this. Third one, what is the third option? Your own innovative approach towards the situation. Innovative. So here it is a very systemic issue. Societally, it is ingrained in the mind of the people. It's a very deep rooted issue. That's why simply just passing a law will not change the society. Punishing a person may not change the reformative. Punishing a person may not bring change in the person. Ultimate solution to these kind of issues is to change the attitude towards that particular issue. So here we need to work changing attitude. Changing attitude. Director is inherently nice person. Good intentions are there. He is ready to help also, and probably he may have good relations with wife also initially. Now maybe certain kinds of issues at some point of time the relationship might have broken. As a result, that issue is persisting. In this, changing attitude means indirectly counseling. Indirect counseling, explaining about the importance of respecting wife also, respecting a woman in general also, and also the explaining the rights from the woman perspective, and also from the legal implications. Counseling in the long run, what are the legal implications for the director if continuously domestic violence will happen. And even though you may not be able to tell directly, indirectly you need to give through informal ways how to bring some change in him. That indirect counseling. And maybe if he is willing to change, even you may ask meeting counselors. Advise your director to meet counselor. So many psychiatrists are there and so many counselors are there. Whenever domestic violence is there, there are certain departments. Those departments will help the people to solve the issue between wife and husband. So there are certain legal solutions also there. Informal solutions are also there. Using those channels, trying to bring change in the personality of your director. And if you get chance to meet wife also through any way, formally or informally, highlighting the rights, talking about the root cause of these issues, and suggesting her to mend the relationship, the differences between him and his wife, her and her husband. Some of these formal and informal issues. And your own innovative approach, if we can do this one, despite that, if director is not changing attitude, and you will have some kind of information also, because you are in the government and it is easy to understand also, it is easy to get information what kind of situation is going on even at the social level also, in the family also, you may get to know whether the intensity of this domestic violence is increasing or reducing after this counseling. If he is not changing, if he is committing violence, even increasing the violence, then in that case, you can go for the legal action. Consequence will be definitely in the first case, if he change, then relationship between you and your director will be continuously in good progress. You will also get trained. You will also feel satisfaction for solving an issue for your director and his wife. From your conscience also, you will feel confident and you will not feel guilty also, and also you will get more satisfaction for solving an issue. Working environment also will be very much harmonious. If he is happy at home, and his efficiency also will increase, and his potential in doing his duties also will increase further, and it will affect even organization also in the positive way. So in this manner, consequence of this is even more better than simply immediately reporting the authority, or rather than ignoring it. Ignoring altogether is not an issue. Immediately reporting also without knowing complete details also not an issue. Unless you try through various other methods, through peaceful methods, because even in judiciary also there are some mechanisms like how to solve the problems in between wife and husband. Judiciary will give a chance to live together, to have solution peacefully between together. Judiciary itself will try to work in informal ways. Out of court settlement also judiciary encourages to solve the problems with respect to domestic violence and domestic cases, family related issues. In that way, you are a government employee and you have the connection with various other departments also. You can inquire what are the departments that are concerned with solving the domestic violence related issues. You can consult some people who are experts in this domain. You may get some idea how to advise the couple, and also you can rope in these informal department or informal mechanisms to bring the change in our director as well in a smooth manner. And this all requires emotional intelligence also. You try to use our syllabus, whatever is given, and dealing with this, it's an emotional issue. You also need to use emotional intelligence in convincing the director and in convincing wife also. Attitude, you need to change the attitude, and for changing the attitude of your director, you have to work on CAB. Cognitive component, affective component, behavioral component. You are knowing the behavioral component committing violence, but that is happening because of this emotion, because of this belief. You have to work at a belief level, you have to work at emotional level to resolve this domestic violence. So bringing attitudinal change, you have to develop good communication skills also to communicate, to convince your director in this right direction. If you can convince your director, in the long run, it will help. You will become successful in making the family life is very successful, and also the future of their children also, it will be progressive. Otherwise, if the broken families are there, it will affect even the children also. And once the children get affected, now it will affect an entire society itself. Now the broken families, the children who are grown up in broken families, and it will create another problems in the society. So multiple consequences are there. Resolving the issue is important one. This is a very emotional issue. Directly punishing a person for this may not give the solution. That person may once again go for violence, and he may increase even violence out of grudge. So this attitude, this emotion has to be changed, and it has to be worked with legal or illegal counseling. Legal or out of formal or informal counseling methods may help. After trying all this, even after trying all these also, if you feel he is still not changing, or he is not changing and he is continuously harassing, then you can apply, you can give the complaint, you can report to the higher authorities. and so that the legal consequences will be faced by your director. In this way, we can resolve this kind of issue. So try to see, when it comes to domestic violence or any kind of social issue, we should always think in the very larger perspective, and also the nature of complexity of the issue also we need to understand. If we resolve it, these are the advantages, but to resolve it, they are deep rooted emotions are involved, and you have to understand them and you have to try to solve at that deeper level. Legally also, Government of India and various state governments have created various institutions to understand and also to resolve these issues. Always punishment is not the solution, reformation is the solution. Even in the judicial system also, our Indian judicial system is to reform the personality, not to just for sake of revenge. Our punishment is not for revenge, our punishment is for reformation. Ultimately, reforming the individual is very important. In this way, some of the steps, some of the ways in which you can try your best to resolve this kind of issues. So this is the issue. This is one of the social issues which you can get in the examination. So far we have seen like acting against corruption, asking favors from you, disaster management related, and solving a social issue also we are trying to understand. So these are the various issues in this particular case study. We will meet with other case study in next session. Thank you.